without you being involved in that. The worst lecture there is someone that has to read or memorize. I've been to a lot of lectures. Hate to say it allopathically again, but I used to be with a team on cervical cancer, all medical doctors but me, and they would have to read. Now, if I know my subject, I don't have to read my subject. That's the most boring lecture I've ever attended, is somebody that has to read their lecture or go by and memorize some bull crap. You want someone that's had the experience, someone that knows what they're doing, someone that's been in the trenches and that's tore this apart. So anyway, thank you, and you all have a beautiful day, and if anybody cancels this afternoon, I'll be back. If not, then I'll see you tomorrow morning. Thank you, and have a lovely day. Love all of you. Thanks again. That was an RN that's been on the program for about a year now, and man, she has some great changes in her eyes. Her lymph nodes are greatly reduced. Her lymph system is just at least 50% better. So she's doing real well. But she's already has all the smarts, so I didn't need to spend a lot of time. So I'm back with you again. And as always, a pleasure, and I'm humbled that you're watching this site. I feel that it's our site. It's a good educational site, I think, and let's go on and touch some of these important questions here. Thank you for bearing with me. You know, I know we're a little up and down with things here, but just bear with me, and we'll have some good videos here. Here is, can we deworm ourselves if we are nursing our baby? You know, I think Parasite M would be as strong as you'd want to go with a little baby. Our Parasite G, pretty strong, although I don't think it would hurt a child at all. I've never seen any herbs hurt a child ever. But on the safe side, Parasite M would be good. It's a dewormer anyway. It would be good. It would also deworm the child, but probably not any worms at this age, but certainly would be fungus. It's not the bacterial community I'm even slightly worried about. We need to get over that one. We need those babies. But the fungal problems can take a toll on us. So, yes, I would deworm myself, but I would do it with like a Parasite M, a more gentle formula there, I think. Still waiting for the herpes. I did address herpes the other day. Again, I'll address it short term right here. Viral, detoxify it out of the body. It's a proteolytic. It's a protein splitter. In other words, you see herpes come out when you're acidic. Just eat too many acid, even acid pineapples and stuff like that. You get too acidic, you'll get this herpes simplex. Remember, there's nothing bad about herpes in the sense that a lot of people just, especially females, just go into shame over this. Everybody's got herpes nowadays. I mean, it's just the rule of the road. A lot of people have shingles, which is herpes on the myelin sheaths. You know, this is a mutation of the smallpox vaccination, is the way I understand it. A medical doctor was talking about that on a news program once, about the mutation of the smallpox vaccination within people. And that brings me up to an important question, and that question was on vaccines. I had once a call from Texas, and this was, by the time I got the call, she was about 14 months, I think, maybe 15 months old. At 4 months, they gave her a loaded Hep B vac. This little girl went into liver failure. She went into blindness. Her left eye just literally turned east. She went into constant convulsions. Now, it took me a good month or more to get those convulsions out of her and to start strengthening the nervous system enough to get the eye and everything to start pulling back. But this is the kind of thing that we don't understand about neurotoxins like thimerosal. We scuff off of this. And what's interesting to me is that a pharmaceutical company or anyone is willing to scuff off those very serious issues so they don't have to have liability. Why use them in the first place? We got to get to the understanding of neurotoxins and the factor that humans are having weaker and weaker nervous systems as the genetics are going downhill here. Medical doctors need to deeply understand the nervous system relationship to genetics and the adrenal glands and what's going on here and the role of neurotoxins in our society and what that does to the nervous system. And if you don't understand that, I don't know why you would call yourself a neurologist. And the same thing goes with endocrinologists. I mean, this lack of understanding of the endocrine glands, it just floors me sometimes. It's amazing. And so these are two areas that are vital areas to understand, and the relationship of the endocrine glands to the nervous systems. So, you know, I don't know, but it's enough to say that I don't favor vaccinations at all. At the same time, we got malaria in places, and we have to understand this is about culturing mediums. This is about looking at the difference of someone that gets malaria and someone that doesn't from mosquito bites. It's the same thing as someone catches a cold and flu-like symptom and someone else doesn't. You guys will soon find out that no matter what epidemic or what issue you're involved in, you just can't get sick, using their terms. You just can't get sick because you're cleaning your culturing medium out, and that makes your immune system that much stronger. I had a pediatrician call me one time, and she said, "Do you believe in vaccinations?" And I said, "Heck no." And so she said, "Well, I don't either. I believe in natural immunities." And this is the point. Natural immunities last for a lifetime, if not on down the genetic tree. There is she's either an ER doctor or she's a neurosurgeon. I think she's a neurosurgeon. She's coming out with tapes. I can't remember her name right offhand, forgive me, but you know, it's like there's so much crammed in there. But she started investigating in these CDC centers about the truth that was being told to medical doctors. And I have to say, one for the medical doctors is a lot of them aren't getting the truth. A lot of the stats they're told are not accurate. And she discovered this, and so she started doing videos on the reality of vaccines and some of the very serious side effects that were suppressed by the CDC centers. Now, right there's a criminal act, and those guys shouldn't be walked to jail. Because look at all the little children and all the people they hurt. I mean, this is a very serious problem, in my opinion. And yet there's no criminal investigations. There's no criminal activity. These medical doctors and these pharmaceutical drug lords think they're above the law. And this is a sad thing. It's a sad, sad thing. So I don't know. I mean, they're not above karma. So I can tell you that the day's coming. So I wonder how that would look to someone, to see someone suffer and wonder where that came from. You know, it's interesting. Just out of the blue, that one suffers and one person doesn't. How do you explain that? Someone who doesn't believe in you reap what you sow. So let me go on. Vaccines, you know, sometimes you have to, it's your religious right not to have them. You know, this, not Horowitz, but the emerging virus guy, he did have some attorneys, I think, that was helping people, but the religious belief is your right, and you know, toxicity in children is ridiculous. In today's world, putting these vaccines and superloading these vaccines, I feel sorry for our troops. They're vaccinated to the hilt. So there's a lot of serious issues going on with these guys. And I'm going to say, if you're in the military, detoxify yourself real big. I mean, you really got to dig deep in there and get all these vaccines out of there. They did that in the Vietnam War, too. They've been vaccinated the holy hell out of us. So, herpes, HIV, all of that. Get that out of you. Detox yourself. They'll go dormant in an alkaline medium, if you will. So those that have herpes outbreaks, the more alkaline you get, the more they'll go away. But I would keep digging deep in those tissues and actually let the body get rid of the virus loads. You could stay on Parasite M for extended periods of time to help you to do that. It's also considered an antiviral. I've touched on that, the skin issue there, the alligator skin stuff. Real important to do that. Former U.S. President Bill Clinton had gone vegan after he read the China study. Well, you know, I liked old Billy in some ways. Smart in economics, but still wasn't willing to tell the people the truth about the IRS and stuff. But really, he needs to detoxify himself. Look at how quick his hair turned white and the big bags under his eyes. If you look at why he had why he had heart problems, look at his kidneys. He's big time kidney failure, and you can hear the congestion now in his throat. He can hardly talk. So he's really lymphatic up. So Bill Clinton, you've got to detoxify yourself big time. It isn't enough just to turn vegan. And that's why you'd think just turning vegan would answer the question, but they don't. Ah, my dear full heart. Oh, you like the hair? I don't know. I feel bald, you know. I like longer hair on men. Billy Bass. Billy Bass drummer, man. Thank you for your comments, my friend. Keep it up. Keep it up, man. Let me see here. Other comment I'd like to make about cancer is this. I myself am a recovering addict and work and live a sober 12-step program, and anger from the past is, yeah, you know, the liver. Liver's definitely the seat of anger. So you get that out of there and keep working on yourself, Billy Bass. Get yourself strong, Billy Bass, I mean, and get yourself healthy. Turn to the spiritual side of life, and you know, you're doing good, man. It's a trip, you know, getting your body healthy, working through all these different things, being happy, getting your joy back. That's a trip sometimes. It's tough. A lot of things want to pull your joy out of you, you know, and if you get the wrong mate or you tackle something big and, you know, so it can take your joy out real bad. And I know, I've had it happen to me too, and it's like, you know, let me see here. Yeah, someone asked me about, this is Tina again. Would you forget about B12, honey, please, for me, or if you're going to worry about it, take it and don't worry about it. Glandulars, I don't like added constituents, and this is labs, and these are biochemists, and so they do tend to add different vitamins or minerals in with these glandulars. Yeah, I'd probably do it a little different. I'd probably add maybe kelp in with the parathyroid formula instead of adding CalMag. But they're still into isolates, and I'm just not into that. But when we have serious issues where you're bruising real bad, you're right at the doorway of aneurysms, you're herniating, so take whatever you can to strengthen up and, you know, balance your body's chemistry out as your diet is raw and everything. Let me see. Fanatical, relentless overtraining. Yeah, let me see what you're saying here, sweetheart. You did a lot, Tina, with the videos or something, or with just overworking yourself, a lot of eye strain and stuff. Well, sometimes you got to get away from the computer and or get a nice screen for it. A friend of mine was up in the Social Security Department for years, developed a nice AC current regulator that helps to regulate the AC current, the alternating currents, which then this reduces the radiation from the computer. This guy was a whiz kid, so did a lot of good things that way. Owen Fox, yeah, get headaches. Yeah, I mean, Owen,